How's everybody doing? Good. Did you go to a game? Did you go to Minnesota?
I did not know.
All right. Take any questions you guys may have.
What's the challenge that you guys got this week?
I think our biggest challenge right now has been be a better us. You know, I think we kind of have the balance of played really well the first week, didn't play very well last week. I think our tackling need to be cleaned up. I think how we played on the outside on punt needs to be cleaned up. And so I think we just have to be a better us fundamentally, technically, do the things that we're supposed to do, when we're supposed to do them, the way we're supposed to do them. And then I think it'll put us in the right position to hopefully make plays.
No, it's not an excuse, but is that just kind of the way it is early in the season? Like they're having some struggles too. Maybe it's for the same reason.
Well, I think if you look around the league, it's special teams. As long as I've been doing this, you never come out feeling like you had a really good game. You know, it could be just one play here or 3 plays here or whatever. But I think if you look around the league last week, some people had really good weeks the first week, and then things went on this second week. And a lot of us are playing. I know we're playing with some younger guys in some positions where things are going to happen as the year goes on, and hopefully we'll be better by week 3, and then week 6, and then week 9, and so on. That's usually how it goes in the kicking game. So to answer that question, I'd say, yes.
Rich, how much at this time of the year are you still trying to find the right guys for the right spots? And maybe that's what you were saying to Bill, but
Yeah, that's a fair question. I think it's probably leads to the one that was just asked, but it is a work in progress, right? Who do we have this week that we didn't have last week, or who's practiced it this week that didn't practice it last week? So I think as time goes on, like I said, it's going to be a little while before we know the exact unit and who's going to play in all those spots and who can be we're always looking for a pair and a spare, guys that can play both sides and those sort of things in all phases. So I think it's a fair question. I think as time moves on, we'll see what the full unit looks like. But I will say that they're all being prepared to play, and when they do play, they're expected to play well. And so that's why I kind of led with, I think we have to get better. We're expected to do well, and that's tackling and playing with our hands and putting ourselves in the right position to make the play.
Rich, with Jaden being out, I know he and Matthew Golden's done some at punt return. What are you looking for, in the punt return game?
Yeah, I think the first thing we're looking for is the decision-making process back there. Where are we on the field? What's the situation in the game? Is it a return on? Is it a rush on? And make the right decision as to how to catch it, whether it's a fair catch. And if you're not going to catch it, give a Peter call to get the corner out of the way. We ran into that a little bit last week. So I think the first thing comes from the decision-making process back there, to put yourself in a good position to protect the offense when you're back there. Whether you're going to catch it, fair catch it, get guys away from it, whatever that may be. But I think that's the biggest thing, especially when you're dealing with younger guys, right, in Matthew. So hopefully that'll progress in the right direction.
Yeah, Rich, when a game ends like the Denver Indy one last Sunday with the leverage call, and then they get to retry the kick, does that prompt a discussion or a reminder in the room?
Yeah, certainly it does. And I think we've talked about this in this room at length before. We watch all the tape that goes on every week throughout the league, and then mistakes that we make or mistakes that someone else make, it's always brought up in the meeting, and it's brought up in our individual special teams meetings, and then it's done. Coach does a great job with it on Fridays. The whole team gets to see some of those things that went on that were costly mistakes that cost teams games. Obviously the ball goes through the kids' hands, and you got to go down every one of those now, right, on kickoff return. So we're all learning from each other's mistakes over the years, and things come up last year that we're still covering, or the year before that we're still covering in special teams meetings. And it's with the new kickoff, something new comes up every week, that possibly didn't happen last year that's coming up this year, whether it was in preseason or it came up last week. So yes, those are always addressed and always looked at.
Rich, what did you see on the field goal right before the end of the half?
Yeah, I just think he kind of felt like he hit it a little bit high, and I thought it was a really good job by offense, give us a chance to take a shot at it. The thing I think was exciting for him is to come back and hit a big kick to put us up 2 scores, going the other way towards the end of the game there. So protection for me is always, we've had some guys go in and out of the protection part of it and play some different spots. So I thought they did a good job, or she did a really good job on the last one, the 56-yarder, over there against three guys at the left side, so. Good? All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody doing?
Good, are you?
I'm good. What do we got?
What is their running back added to their offense over between week 1 and week 2?
Just coming back. Strong. You know, they kind of got him going last week. He's kind of what you saw in college. He's a strong back. He runs hard. He can catch the ball to the backfield. He broke a couple tackles down there in that game. I thought he got better as the game went on, so I'm sure they'll try to get him going even more. But good player, and like I said, we'll be prepared for him to get more touches this week than he has.
You know, I know Evan Parsons helps everybody on that side of the ball. What do you think specifically it does for Rashawn Gary?
Well, I think what happens is anytime you have a guy like Micah, the offense pays a lot of attention to him, right? Whether they're going to turn protection to him, whether they're going to chip him, try to get four hands on him, and it creates a lot of one-on-ones for everybody else. So, you know, I think RG's getting more one-on-ones, and therefore I think, you know, he's going to have some more production. I think that's going to happen for everybody. I think everybody's rushing at a high level. We saw it in camp, and you're starting to see it on the field. Guys are coming off the ball, their pad level's better. I think DeMarcus and Vo and Wendell have done a really good job with those guys throughout camp, and they're getting better. And now they're getting opportunities to get one-on-ones and win their one-on-ones, and they're doing so. So I think that's what's helped.
Can I follow up then?
Of course.
So, he's never had a 12, 13, 14 sack season and hadn't had double digits even. Do you think this is the year where it happens with having Parsons on the other side and the attention that he'll draw? Is this the season that happens for him?
I mean, I don't think it's fair for me to put numbers on him. I think he's off to a really good start, and I'm hopeful that he'll get better each game, and his production will continue to climb.
What have you learned about Micah, not on the field, but just as a guy back in the meetings and just your interactions with him?
Loves football, ultra competitive, likes to have fun. He's a good teammate. He's got really good energy with our players, and he's quickly integrated himself into that room with both the coaches and the players, and he's really into it, and he practices really hard. I mean, you guys are out there for just a little bit, but, I mean, he goes, and he's been a lot of fun to be around for as far as me as a coach and as far as our players, but, you know, we're certainly glad to have him.
Have you seen his competitiveness show up in things in meetings, not necessarily on the field, or just goofing around with stuff?
I mean, yeah, the way he is with the guys, whether he's out in the creek shooting hoops, you know, he's always one grabbing a ball and talking to somebody and trying to outshoot him, or him and Bo will be playing some games together and competing. It's just who he is. He's a joyful guy with a ton of energy, and he's competitive. He wants to win in everything that he does, and that's part of what makes him really, really good. Just like most of the great ones, they want to win, whether it's playing football or playing a video game or shooting hoops or whatever they do. That's what great competitors want to do, and he has that in him.
I would have no idea what it's like, obviously, but I have to imagine that joining a new team 1 week before the season is not the easiest thing in the world to do, beyond just learning a new defense. We've seen him on the field, but how important are those moments when you are taking a guy aside, you're just getting to know him, introducing yourself, meeting in person, just to kind of build that camaraderie with a new team?
I mean, yeah, it's fast. I mean, usually that's what the off season's for, and that's what training camp is for. I mean, we just met him a couple weeks ago, right? I think the most important part is for him to get integrated with the team, and I think credit to our team, right? I think we have great guys here. They're great people, and they welcomed them in, and they've quickly formed a strong bond. So it's a credit to Micah, and it's a credit to the guys in that room, and it's a credit to the entire defense. And as far as coaches, it's just the same. It's not like we have a whole bunch of time to sit down and just hang out. I mean, the season, we're going and going and going, but it's finding those moments, whether it's in the D-line room or off to the side or in a one-on-one meeting. It's building that trust and building that relationship is the most important thing we could do, period. I mean, building a relationship with these players, I think is the key to it all.
Jeff, I think Wyatt leads all D tackles, I should say, in pressures across the league. What has he done this offseason into this season to allow him to get off to this start?
I think, again, it goes back to OTAs and give credit to the coach and then certainly D. Wyatt for the way he's practiced and prepared. I think he's coming off the ball with better pad level. He's playing really fast. He's using his hands really well. He's a physical, explosive guy. When he was healthy last year, this is what we saw. And he's healthy right now. He's playing more snaps, and we just got to keep him going.
After the Washington game, Gary had mentioned how strong the communication pre-snap's been, defensive line to the back end. Is all of that cultivated in the practice reps, or how is that precision maintained in a game when there's so many moving parts and variables?
I think that goes to the experience starting to play with each other. We talk about communication all the time, and it has been as good as it's ever been, and that is in practice, and then that is in the games right now. You know, you always a loud defense, a talkative defense is a confident defense, and that's what it's becoming. So whether it's X back there communicating to Quay communicating to the D-line, guys are talking and helping each other out, and that's huge. I mean, that's how you don't make mistakes and you play good football.
Jeff, do you believe it's possible that a defense could be considered elite even if you're not getting takeaways?
Sure. I don't think you can have any one metric to determine if you're elite or not. Ultimately, the goal is to win the game. On defense, our goal is to not allow them to score points. I mean, that's the only thing that matters. Is takeaways important to me? Yeah, I want to play hard and I want to take the ball away, right? But just like me, I'm not one to talk about yards or where we fall in this category or this I don't care about that. I just want to win. I want to see our players play really well and have individual success, and I want to win games. So whatever we need to do on defense to win that game, we're going to do it. As far as the takeaways go, I mean, if you really study the film and watch it, it's not for a lack of effort. We're taking more shots on the ball, and we're charting that than we did last year. They just haven't come yet. And the two teams we played did a pretty good job of protecting the ball. And there's also the best safety in the National Football League sitting in the middle of the field for a lot of parts of the game. And I don't know how many balls you guys seen go up there. There's not many, right? So with 29 sitting back there, there's probably a big red circle drawn around him, and people are very careful right now where they're throwing the football. They will come. I am very confident that will come because I have a lot of faith in the guys, and I know how hard they're working at that. But to say we're not an elite defense because we're not taking the ball away, I just want to win games. Do I want takeaways? Yeah, in the worst way, and they're going to come.
I was going to ask you about that safety in the deep center of the field, because with this pass rush, it just seems like first 2 weeks there haven't been a lot of opportunities maybe to have time to even target deep middle. Do you have to find other ways with this pass rush to get Xavier involved so he's not just sitting back there, for lack of a better term, bored?
Well, one, if he is bored and the ball's not going up and we're not giving up explosive plays, it means he's doing an incredible job along with the pass rush. And if you're not giving up those big plays, it means we're probably going to win the game and play really good defense and become a really elite defense. But if you do watch, we've certainly put him in a lot of other positions, and we will continue to do so to get him around the football. But I would never measure him in his first two games by the amount of interceptions he has because of really the lack of balls thrown his direction. But in my opinion, he's playing as good as he ever has, maybe the best he ever has. And I mean, even, talking about X, you look back to last Wednesday, I started watching, because today's Thursday, right? So last Wednesday, I was watching film late, and I started to see some stuff because it was a short week, and I was like, I think they're going to attack us, and it kind of just dawned on me. So the first person I called was X, and I was like, X, I know it's late, we're really playing tomorrow, but I think if you can handle this, I need you to get me into this check. And he's like, yeah, coach, I got it. And with really out practicing it, that's what they came out in, and X continued to get us in the right call. Like, that's the type of player he is. And I don't care how many interceptions he has. he is the best safety in the NFL, and what he does for our defense is beyond interceptions.
Jeff, what went into I guess the plan? Last season, we talked a lot about those mush rushes against mobile QBs, and it didn't seem you guys really went that way against Daniels. What went into the strategy there, and how do you think it panned out?
Well, I think it panned out good. I think he had 17 yards rushing, which is a pretty good day for a dynamic player. I told you the last time I was up here, we were going to take our shots and pick our moments, and as I was up there, I kind of got a feel for the game and what it looked like. I mean, I think on his first one, we sent a pressure, and we ran him down. We had like 4 guys running fast. We're fast on defense, and our players are playing fast on defense. So I felt more confident to take more shots and allow him to run around and us to run around. We just wanted him to run in a certain direction and not the other, so we tried to force that. But again, I thought we rushed really well. I thought we really muddied up the pocket and just didn't feel like we needed to cage him. I felt like we could go after him. So just a feel thing and how our players were playing in the game, and they did a really good job.
What have you thought of the way Keyshawn's played? Like, it's easy for us to sit up there and see he hasn't given up much of anything, but you watch him play the play. What have you seen there, and what's made him so successful so early?
Yeah, I thought he played a really good game last week. I think he had 7 balls thrown his way. The way he finished, the one ball early in the game, it was 3rd down, and they kind of ran they corner out, for lack of a better term, and the guy caught the ball, and you saw him finish violently late. I mean, that's a heck of an effort play, right? It's being locked in. I thought he stayed square in his coverage. I thought he pressed really well. And overall, I just thought he played really hard. Can he continue to get better? Sure. Just like the rest of our defense, I still think we all can get a lot better. But I thought he played really good on Thursday night, and now he needs to do that going forward. Like, he has to do that over and over and over and over again, and that's the sign of a great corner if you can do that.
Hey Jeff, what's the difficulty of going up against a quarterback that's pretty much seen anything over his NFL career?
Yeah, he's going to get rid of the ball quick. I mean, when I was with the Browns, whenever it was, he was with the Ravens, so we went up against him many times, and now I think it's year 17 for him. I have a ton of respect for him. He sees the field really well. He can still make all the throws. He gets rid of the ball really fast. So you're just not going to fool him doing base stuff. He's going to see it. He's going to know where to go with the football. So we're going to have to get more creative and try to figure out ways to not allow him to know what we're in. So that's a great challenge. And, we're looking forward to that. And we've practiced really hard this week on trying to do that.
Obviously, it doesn't change how fast you want to play, like the speed, you still want to incorporate that, but knowing that his decision-making might be a little different than any other quarterback you have played, does anything change in that regard in terms of sitting back and knowing that he's going to, work with the little ball?
No, we're going to play our game each week. We hope to evolve a little bit and do some different things to continue to throw people off, but we're going to try to play as fast and as hard as we can, but it will be a challenge.
Jeff, you said you guys have to keep getting better, and of course, you're not getting complacent, but the energy, the speed, just the overall vibe that your guys have when they're talking to us and when you see them on the field, what's the value of that? Like, sometimes playing defense in this league is really hard, slanted against you, and you get beaten down a little bit, and I'm not sure, it's been a long time since I've seen a defense feel this good about itself. What's the value of that?
Yeah, well, you have to have confidence, and I think that's what you're seeing right now. They are playing fast, and they are playing really hard, and they're running to the football. And that, to me, again, I said it to you last time, that's inspiring for me to watch as a coach, and that's the ultimate goal. I want to play hard. We want to play harder than anybody in the NFL, and that's what we continue to challenge them to do, and that's really hard to do for 18 games, and it's hard to practice like that, right? But they've done that thus far. So the challenge now is, can we take this on the road and do it? Like, give our fans and our crowd what they've done to light up that stadium from the first 3rd down on. I mean, that's electrifying, and that's appreciated, and our guys have fed off of that. We're not home this week. So the challenge is, can we go on the road, and can we play with the same energy? Because we're going to have to bring it. It's going to be us. Now, hopefully our fans will travel like they do and give us a little bit, but this is the first time we're taking our show on the road, and we better bring our own juice. And we better bring that energy, because it's not going to be loud on our 3rd down, right? So we're going to have to, we got to bring it ourselves, and that's going to be a challenge. And the challenge is going to be, can we do it every week? Because last week's over. The week before is over. So the challenge is, can you do it again?
But did you Did you get that feeling from, like, it felt like your guys felt like, we've got a really good defense, and then, holy crap, now we've got Micah Parsons on it too. Did you get that vibe from your guys? Because again, confidence, you don't want to get complacent, but when it starts compounding itself, the sky's kind of the limit when it comes to that.
Yeah, for sure. And I do feel that way. And I think we took a really good defense and we added a really good player, and it brought even more confidence to a confident group. But can we stay detailed? Can we stay locked in? Can we keep communicating and keep talking so we're all on the same page, right? Can we still just worry about doing our job every single play and not going kind of out of a lane and just trying to make a play where now all of a sudden the guy's wide open or this ball carrier squirts through here, right? Those are the hard things to do on defense. So it's got to be detailed, as well as playing as hard and as physical and as violent as we can. That's going to be the key. And this week, can we do it on the road? And that's the challenge for all of us.
How close or far are you from doing all the things that you want to do with Parsons? And do you need to hold back a little bit no matter what, just so you don't put it on tape too early?
Well, it's kind of like anything else. You go into a game with a call sheet of certain calls where you want to do this, this, and this, and as you get into a game, do you need to get to them all? Or is this working really good? So you know what, I'm going to run that 3 times, and maybe we'll hold off on this. And then you got all these ideas drawn up, but you only have so many practice reps. Like today, we probably had 12 to 15 third down practice reps. So how many things can we actually practice and get good at? So I think what you do is you get some cumulative reps over time, and you figure out what you're good at, and you run them. The others you hold back, you practice them next week, and you run them again. So, I mean, I think what's really important for us is to continue to evolve and not just say, hey, this is what we're running every single week. We're not going to do that. So you're going to see different things. And we'll keep that a surprise, but hopefully you see something different every week, and you keep asking me those questions, and it never stops. That's our job.
So how many Parsons drawings have made it out of the closet?
Not enough. But the ones that have been nice. Hopefully they'll continue to be. You guys good?
Thanks.
Tucker obviously popped up an injury report. Did you see what happened there at all?
Yeah, hopefully we'll be all right, but we'll just kind of see how it goes.
What does that do for you on a Thursday? You got a lot of the game plan, and you know what you want to do, and you got to adapt there.
Yeah, if anyone goes down that you have as a part of your game plan, you'll have to adjust some things. So we'll kind of see what happens with the injury report and everything like that, and what the trainers say, and we'll make adjustments.
Assuming Banks plays, is Morgan at all in the running for right tackle? I don't remember him taking any snaps there in camp. Or do you want to keep him at guard and keep that alternating going?
Yeah, we have several different plans depending. There's a few different scenarios that could pop up. So, yeah, we've been working on a few different guys at different positions there.
Steno, the way we saw Matthew Golden in training camp and the guy was making plays all over the place, how do you keep him from maybe either not getting frustrated or pressing a little bit just because maybe he hasn't made as many so far? It's early.
Yeah, I mean, it's real early. I wouldn't look too much into that. Yeah, I think we had some ops we just missed in the last game that could have been some pretty huge plays. But yeah, I think just keep playing. It's obviously the start of his young career, and I'm excited about what he brings for our offense and everything like that. So yeah, it's early, so not too concerned about it.
Matt had spoken highly about Belton's performance against Washington. What did you guys see from him, I guess, training camp, but into the season here in those practices to say we want to give him that opportunity in that game?
Yeah, I mean, he's had some ups and downs, just like any young player throughout the training camp and all that, the OTAs and everything like that. But when you saw him when he first came in, he just had excellent size, excellent athleticism for his size, and then he just kept getting better and better. Obviously, I thought he played very well versus the Commanders, and it's just one of those things, like, you got to give guys a chance, and I was really proud of how he went out there and played and competed, he was out there playing hard and just doing the right things and playing the way we want our guys to play. So it was fun to watch him.
Obviously, sorry, Bill, I know it's never ideal for, you to lose guys to injuries, but is there, I don't know, maybe a silver lining at all that you've been able to get a look at what your depth looks like? And does it
Yeah.
add some confidence now that if you need them throughout the year?
No, totally. It's like you just said, you never want to lose guys, but yeah, when guys can go out there and get that experience that they can lean back on at some point later, if they remain a backup, or sometimes guys just show up and take a starting job, like that's something that's really important for a young player in their careers for sure.
Steno, does it, sorry, go ahead.
We have all day, Matt, though.
Cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay, you obviously did well against Hutchinson in week 1. You had the matchups against Aaron Donald over the years. You got Geraldine did pretty well there too. What's been the key to silencing those really big time guys, or maybe not silencing, limiting the impact of
I
them?
wouldn't say silencing at all. I would say you just got to make sure you have a plan for them, for sure. And, in the NFL, it's like whatever you did in the past, the only thing that matters is what you do this week. And we're going to have a huge challenge ahead of us with Myles Garrett. And not only him, but the entire Browns defensive line. They're very good. So we just got to take it 1 week at a time and trust our techniques, trust our schemes, and just do what we do.
A lot of teams probably don't have a guy who can replicate Garrett on scout team or whatever. Does it help your guys
No,
going up
they
against?
definitely don't, yeah.
Does it help going up against Micah in practice when
Absolutely.
they're about to block a guy like that?
100, yep, definitely.
In what ways?
Just the same, like the way, the intensity they play with, their playmaking ability on the edge, just everything about their game. They're the same type caliber players. So yeah, it certainly helps.
Steno, what do you think of what you've gotten from your downfield game? Like, it feels like the league went through a period where they just made it so hard to go downfield, and you guys have taken a bunch of shots, several of them successful. You just missed on the 2 to Golden.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, and how does your quarterback throw it, do you think?
I think he does a great job. We've been landing some long plays, and that's kind of who we are. If the defense gives it to us, we're gonna try and take it. So that's kind of our mindset. And we've been the first 2 weeks playing some very aggressive defenses where a lot of single high guys in the box trying to stop the run. So if they're gonna do that, and the nice thing about our offense is we're very versatile. So yeah, we're gonna take what they give us.
Octavian hasn't had a real splash plays yet, but he's been very secure with his hands in some really important third downs. How important, especially being hands are such a confidence thing. How do you
Totally. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's a very elite route runner. He went through some ups and downs last year, obviously, with some drops. But I think from what we've seen with him throughout OTAs and camp, he was doing a very good job catching the ball, running through the ball. So yeah, I think that just building that trust with Jordan in those big time situations where you can go through and make those plays, it's huge.
What's allowed him to do that stuff? He missed such a huge chunk of training camp and everything, yet he walked out there week 1 and he's catching a pass on 3rd and long right away.
Yeah, and I think the stuff he went through last year, he kind of learned how to practice and learned how to do things off the field that would really help him in those situations. And I think he's just been leaning on that and relying on just that extra work off the field that he can at least maintain his skills. And then once he gets out on the field, there isn't any drop off.
You mentioned defenses putting more guys in the box against your guys' run game. So given that factor, how would you assess the run game going against those?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely needs to get better, for sure. There's a lot of things that we can improve on. And that's the nice thing about where we're at is you just keep hammering the fundamentals, hammering our techniques and everything like that, because I think our offense still has a lot out there for us that we can be a lot better for sure.
What's it mean to you guys to have Josh as such a goal line threat and he finds his way in the end zone more times than not?
Yeah, I mean, the guy just creates plays, and he's just got a knack for finding the seam, getting in the end zone. It's just a big confidence boost when you get down inside the 5-yard line, give him the ball a couple of times, and you got a touchdown. So I think that's huge for our offense for sure.
I know Steno, this whole Cleveland defense is pretty good, but particularly what they do against the run. What makes them so tough to run against?
They're very physical, and they're very aggressive. It's one of those things with this defense. Coach Schwartz does a great job. All those guys do a great job just teaching those guys to be really physical and very aggressive and just triggering and getting after people in the run game for sure.
How has Zach Tom been in terms of just managing the pain and fighting through it, being out there?
Yeah, he's taking it day by day. He's doing a good job, and it's kind of going to be one of those things. We'll just see how the week progresses, but I'm hopeful we can get him out there for sure.
So, none of us know what Tucker's situation is going to be, but you've at least had Luke healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You actually are deep enough at tight end now that you had one of your guys be a healthy scratch, so you got some options. How do you feel about those three? And maybe they aren't all versatile like Tucker, but they all kind of can recreate them in the aggregate.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I like our room with the tight end room. All the guys have played, so I think we'll be able to figure out the best path forward depending on what happens there with Tucker.
Your direct snap 2 weeks ago to Josh didn't quite go probably the way you wanted, right? But then you did the play with Savion.
Yep.
How much time? I know we talked about this last year at some point too, but how much fun is that to work on? And can you see the guys? Like, this is a serious job. And there's millions, all the stuff that comes with being in the NFL. But it's still a game, and sometimes it's fun to get the guys all riled up.
Oh,
too,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, that's part of the pleasure of being a coach, is just coming up with new stuff and just trying things out. And I think as a season goes on, you got to just keep being fresh and keep coming up with new ideas and things like that. And guys really appreciate that, and they gravitate towards it for sure.
So do you have, I don't want any of the plays, but do you have like a library that you've already like conjured up?
There's definitely, absolutely, yeah.
Back to the Steven Williams one, I mean, he did a lot of Wildcat quarterbacks last year. Did you watch any of that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
How's he throw the rock? Can I ask?
He claims great, so at some point we might find out, that's for sure.
Was he gonna break that one if he doesn't slip?
I think he's got a chance. Yeah, he definitely had a chance. I thought he was going to, and then, I guess we'll never know now. But he learned the hard way about playing on Lambeau's field, that's for sure.
Not until the next Wildcat snap from, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, Steno, I think you'd rather have Savion running and taking hits than your quarterback, but he had that great run for the first down. Again, this is a tale as old as time, but you want him to be aggressive. It was really cool, but it's only cool because he didn't get hurt.
Yep.
How do you kind of message that to him?
That's exactly the message. Great job. Don't get hurt. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, like if you watch the offenses around the league, quarterbacks making plays with their feet, that's huge. Like if you can add that element, that just makes it that much harder for defenses to defend you. When a quarterback could take off and get a first down on a 3rd and 8 or whatever it was. So, that's huge. That's something you can't ignore for sure.
That's good.
All right, thanks guys.
Thanks, Steno.